What's up with you? What's up with you? Back at it. We had to cut we had to slow down on the morning broadcast. We're gonna finish it up. This is part two. And we've been getting requests in. People have been saying we need to do a little bit more. A lot of people signed on for relationships. And we had the social media, we had the what you call guy, Corey Holcomb and all that. Look like that's dying down. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna go. Look like it's dying down. And we're gonna get back. We're gonna get back to the we're going to get back to other conversations, other important conversations. And one aspect of that is charm. You know, people like to discount charm. It's very important. Here's a little video. Let me put it up in fair use, move it out the way. It's a little video right now, right here. This is the response, right? And I'm saying, okay, this is them. They were on the red carpet. They were meeting, but still, this is the response that you expect. This is the reception you expect. And you can tell, he's making her blush. See, this is the way a man's supposed to. This is what a man uses all his power. This is utilizing all your power as a man, effectively making her get into her feelings. And as far as them being together romantically, I don't know. It's not. See, it's just an example. It's not me saying that they are, right. I don't know. They grown people. I don't know what they're doing, right? But he's exercising his power. And if you don't have this effect, man, as you date, if you don't have this effect, you can't sit around and worry about the guys who don't have it. If you're not crafting this, if you're not working on this, if you're not trying to do better so that you experience this, if you're not trying to do better so you can experience this, you're going to be hurting, man. You're going to be hurting bad. You're going to be hurting bad. It's going to be a bad situation for you. And you're going to experience a lot of failure. A lot. And does this mean every situation you know, not really, but the ones that you're dealing with, it needs to be like that. And we talk about the YouTube conversations and stuff on YouTube. Well, it goes beyond that. This extends beyond that. It's deeper than a YouTube conversation. Pull on up, man. Mm. It's deeper than a YouTube conversation. It's a position and a frame that you when you deal with women, your charisma causes them to get in their feelings, causes them to blush, causes them to almost feel embarrassed when they see you just because of the way you make them feel. You're not doing anything but talking to them just like everybody else, but they cherish your time and they can't help themselves. They can't help the way they feel. Now, this happens for a lot of men. This happens for a lot of dudes. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be a thug. You don't have to be like that. You just simply need to be a man. And you can get these things and take care of yourself. When you look at Michael B. Jordan started out on The Wire. He was on The Wire. Nobody even knew who he was. Yeah, it's like I said, a handful of movies, handful. And then his big breakthrough came what he was it was right when he was in Hollywood, but Black Panther. I believe it was Black Panther. I'd have to go look at all his films. Or Creed. No, I think it was Creed and then the Black Panther, right? Yeah. Creed, the boxer came on the scene, and then Black Panther. And he got established. And the whole point is he carries himself like an adult. The dusty dudes would tell you that carrying yourself like trash, hood filth, that's work. That only works amongst lower tier people, man. You shouldn't want to you shouldn't care if you dominate in that group. Pull on up, man. We doing over here? Come on. We holding 8 in the box, man. Come on. We gonna push it out here though. I don't know my stream yards, man. He said if only the black manosphere understood a man being charismatic. Instead, they hate it on an attractive broke man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, men don't have to understand it. They're gonna live by it. They don't have to understand anything. They can believe anything. They're gonna live by it. I don't. These are social rules that really you can't break. I can want to do something. That don't mean I'll be able to do it. And you have to work on your charisma, man. You have to look. Let's take a look at the video, man. Right, check it out. You see that? See the interplay? You see he's making her blush. You see she's embarrassed. You see how he laughs about it because he knows exactly what his power is. You know what I'm saying? And he's not talking sexual. And that's what I keep trying to explain, guys. You don't have to do that. No, you don't. You don't have to. You don't. You don't, man. It's your persona. It's the way you interact with women. And it's really in general. Now you can ignore this and do things your way and live your life, man. Do things your way and live your life. But you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for those mistakes. You have to fine tune your game, man. Your game is everything. Let me come over here, man. We got a request. We're going to finish this up. We started out in the morning. We'll do a little recap. You must be a leader, right? You be a leader by example. What's a leader by example? You don't have a lot of faults. If you're not listening to what you're saying, I mean, how you gonna lead others? Never care. Look, this black community is like this here. Black community, it's filled with haters. It's bursting with haters. There's always gonna be dudes out there hating, man. It's always gonna be some dude that's on the fringes of society. He messed up. The world has passed him by. It's always gonna be guys like that. And they're gonna hate. They're gonna hate. They're gonna try to undermine you. They're gonna try to convince you that you should, that it's not worth your time. You're wasting your time doing this. You need to do what we're doing. And if you fall for that, that's a test. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You got to be out there. You got to be active, and you can't care what dudes think. You ain't seeking no validation. You don't care. You're your own validation, and you got to tell the truth. You got to tell the truth. It can't be peppered in lies. It can't be a bunch of yap peppered in lies. It's got to be the truth, man. You got to tell the truth. What kind of man are you gonna be, man? The lies gonna come back to haunt you anyhow. Lies are gonna come back to haunt you. Focus on your point and your reason, and invite the hate, man. Niggas gonna do what niggas do. That's what they do. Let them hate. Just keep it coming. Let them get in their feelings. It should never stop you, man. Stay focused. You gotta be active, man. You gotta start the conversation, man. You gotta kick it off. You got to. You can't sit back. You go out for a reason. What reason do you go out for? Just to sit around? Don't do that, man. Don't get lazy in it. Don't listen to other guys, man. Look, man, most guys are beta males. Most guys are beta males. Most guys gonna play it safe. Most guys live in fear. Most guys, you cannot live in fear, man. You can't. You got to go get it. You got to have the confidence. You trying to get that job, you got to have confidence. You got to believe in yourself. It can't always be on other people. It's what you think, not what they think. What do you think? It's always that. It's always what do you think? When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you think? What do you think? That's the only way you can win. Can't win any other kind of way. You can't listen to failed men. Failure men are always going to try to undermine successful men. That's just what they do because they're failures. Failed relationship after failed bastard kids, dumb niggas. You know, that's how they live. That's how they live. They don't want to deal with the real world, man. They can't deal with the real world. All they can do is lie and hate and stand in the corner. And that's how you know you getting at them. When they start hating, that's when you know you cutting into them. When they start hating, when they start lying, you doing something. That's when you're really doing something. And when you look at the video, when you take a look at the video, you see Michael, you see him right here. And that's the projection, man. And the problem is a lot of Negroes can never have that type of play with females. They never will. And there's no secret sauce. There's no secret sauce. They can never have that play. It is up to that individual to achieve that. Simple as that. They have to be able to bring it and hold it. No tricks, no lies, real confidence. The lies, and when you do the lie thing, that when you lie, you reek of you don't have any confidence because you have to lie. To get the things you want, you have to lie. You're not prepared to get what you deserve because you have to lie. And eventually at some point they're going to find out it's a lie. You have to be who you are and stand on who you are. And project your belief onto others. You just saw what he did, right? A lot of men, they don't even know the power they have. They they surrender their power. They listen to these podcasts. They listen to failed men, and they think that they have to be like them. They don't have to be like these dudes. When I got on YouTube, I never seen so many dudes who had no game. I'd never seen it. I'd never seen it in my life. These dudes had believed, they believed that they were failures. And you would just look at them. You would just look at them. They believed that they were failures. They believed they couldn't get anything. They believed because they had failed marriages and their wife got smashed, that meant other men had to go through that. Other men don't have to go through that. Other men don't have to go through no trauma. And you don't have to go through trauma. Pull on up, man. We finna get into it over here, man. Pull on up. You don't have to. No, you don't. You don't have to succumb to that, man. You got to focus on the things you need to focus on, so you can achieve your goals. Now, every man has the ability that Michael B. Jordan has. Every man has that, man. There's nothing. Every man has the ability to execute just like Michael B. Jordan. Every man. And when you have that power, right, you use it. You use that power to overcome. You use that power to achieve. But you have to express it. You have to express it. It has to be real. It won't work if it's not real. It will only fail. Yeah, it's my live, brother. You say it's this live. You gotta go talk to YouTube, man. You gotta go talk to YouTube, brother. He said this a preload. Nope, we live. Pull on up. We gonna keep it going, man. We gonna keep it going. Something is wrong with the stream guards or something. It don't matter. We gonna finish our broadcast. You can't fear judgment. Judgment cometh, man. It's coming. You're gonna be judged whether you like it or not. And you gotta go get it. You don't have a choice. You got to go get it, man. What are you willing to do? How far are you willing to go? When you come into the room, man, you got to take over the room. You got to. You got to own it. You can't sit back and wait for somebody else. You got to go get it yourself, man. You got to go get it. And trying to be agreeable. Stop worrying about being agreeable. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. Stop trying to be agreeable. Be yourself. Have your own thoughts. Be focused on the right thing. Stay positive. In the face of fire, stay positive. In the face of hate, stay positive. Don't let nothing stop you. And that's the only way you're going to overcome it. Other than that, you're going to be sitting around whining and complaining about women and situations that nothing's going to change. You can whine and complain, but nothing's ever going to change. Don't you want something to change? Don't you want to make things better? How you going to make them better? You're going to have to stand up. You're going to have to stand on it. And when you look at a Michael B. Jordan and the way he carries himself, right? He carries himself with a confidence where he still holds on to his power as a man. A lot of men have surrendered that. A lot of men have given up. That's where you get into the guys who want to spend money. That's when you get into the guys who want to fight. That's when you get into the guys who want to lie. That comes from them. That comes from them. You don't have to surrender your power to anyone. You don't have to. You can stand on it, and things will go. And when you don't embrace it, you see this right here. This is confidence. You see that? He's not being sexual. You see that? She's blushing. She's a woman. You see that? You see that? And so many guys don't embrace their power. They've been talked out of it. They think that they got to pay money. They think they got to beg. A lot of them think they got to fight. A lot of them, and you got to understand that in the black community is a mess. The black community is an absolute mess. The things that should be good are bad, and the things that are bad are good. You got to overcome this stuff, man. Michael, this is a master class, right? I'm saying you don't have to go and buy 15 books. You don't. Why would you buy a book on dating? There ain't no book on a woman. Every woman is different. It's like buying a book on snowflakes, and then what about all the ones that are not like the first one? You don't have to buy a book. You can't buy a book on this stuff. It's the instinctive, simplistic part of you as a man. That's the most important thing. How simplistic, simple you are. That overrides all the rest. And the charisma you have to make a woman blush, to make a woman embarrassed that she likes you so much. She don't want to show it, but she shows it. She can't help herself. That aspect. When a man has that, the man is a winner. When a man has that, that man's a winner. When a man doesn't have that, he can't win. He can't win without it. Just that raw fire, that raw determination, that winner's spirit. That's the only way you can do it. You can't do it the other way. That fire, that burns, and standing on it. And once again, one of the biggest problems with men is hating men. You're always going to have dudes who are failures. That's one thing. Guys who are failures are always going to try to undermine other guys. All you got to do is look at these guys. It's always going to be a bunch of failure dudes trying to undermine other dudes. Simple as that, because they're failures. They can't compete. They can't in a society where it goes by merit, they fail. They're incapable of being the man that the other men are. They're incapable of doing it. So they're reduced to lies and slander, attacks, fights. And you see that. And that's one thing the black man has to endure because of the black community. It's a mess. When you look at Michael B. Jordan, you see people attack him all the time. He doesn't respond to him. I think the Joe Budden guy, Joe Budden attacked him. You look at these people, Joe Budden's. Joe Budden's attacked Michael B. Jordan. Joe Budden's. Joe Budden's. Look at the history he has with the women. He's pretty much an idiot. I don't know if it's true. Allegedly, he's a ninth grade dropout. He's a ninth grade dropout who went into a studio and made a song. And remember, Bud's over there with Eminem. Bud came from that side of the fence. That's probably pretty much why I didn't hear him. I mean, he came over there from Eminem camp. I think he was over there with Royce 5'9" and all those guys. And he tried to make a comment about Michael B. Jordan. You see what I'm saying? That's why you, as a man, you got to stay focused, man, and you got to stay solid. You got to know things are going to get better, man. You got to know it's always going to be some downtime, but you got everything together. It's going to work out for you. You got to know that. Like the stream, man. Come on. I don't know what's going on with StreamYards, but we're gonna keep it going. Or whatever, YouTube. I don't know what it is. They was talking about moving my stream key, and I don't know. I'm not doing all that. Even though it's not that hard, I'm not gonna do that. Maybe in the future. What price the glory, man? That it does come down to that. And you can't win if you want to take a back seat. You can't win. You can't win playing the background. You got to be up front. Ultimately, it comes down to what are you doing? Where are you going? I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, the numbers are off, man. Let's see. I don't know what's going on, but it's okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I see there's streams on here right now. People got 35,000 live listeners. I don't know what's going on, man. So maybe, I don't know. When all is said and done, though, you got to be focused, man. You got to go get it. You can't listen. This is what you got to do. Let me come back over here. You don't have to flex. Due to flex, that's your lower tier. Those are insecure men, and they're dealing with your lower tier females. They're dealing with bottom of the barrel females, and you know they are. Like you see with the whole YouTube thing, guys finally tasted some money, and they come on YouTube. They tasted a couple of dollars. They come on YouTube, and then they start fronting. They start acting like that's been their lifestyle. It hasn't. They're not used to anything. They're not used to money. You know, it's no different to rappers. Rappers go out, get a bunch of, they lease a mansion, they rent a bunch of cars, and then they act like these are their cars when it's not. But they want to project that to you to try to get you to support their music. Once again, those are lies. That would be a lie. That would be a lie. They want you to lie. They want to project a lie to you. How do you handle that? There we go. How do you handle that? You know, when you look at a Michael B. Jordan, the man compromises his power right here. Men have always had power over women. When, irresistible, when men stand over women, when men see women, women find men irresistible. Women can't control themselves. Women give up their true feelings because they blush and they can't hide the way they feel. Now, you do know we got a bunch of dudes out here that's sort of like that. But no, we're talking about the women. And as a man, you shouldn't compromise yourself and give that up. You got to do the right thing. You see it right here. Let's take a look. Look at that. Look at that. That's a man executing his power. She's embarrassed. You see that? See what I'm saying? And that should be the goal, man. Let me tell you something. When you deal with these females, this should be your goal. It should be nothing less than that. This is the type of vibe. This is the type of connection that you should enjoy with these women. They should want to be with you over and over again. They should enjoy your energy, enjoy your spirit. If you can't get that, you're hurting, man, and you're gonna pay for that. And guys want somebody to give them something. They want somebody to give them something. Ain't nobody's gonna give you anything out here, man. You gotta go out here and earn it. You gotta go out here and earn this stuff. If you ain't willing to earn it, you can't have it. And that's when guys go down and start spending money. They start giving up money. They start giving up bread because they want it easy. And ain't nothing out here easy, man. Ain't none of this stuff easy, man. Ain't none of this stuff easy. And ultimately, it comes down to what are you doing to make the change? What are you doing to match that energy, man? You got to put that energy out there, man. They got to give it up. Like the stream, man. Reach down there and hit the light. Yeah, there's people playing with the numbers out here, brother. And you're always gonna have a movement of men who wants they can't compete, so they sit around and they want somebody to give them a break because they can't compete. So give me a break. I don't want to deal with the real. Uh, this is wrong. That is wrong. While another group of men feast. Another group of men, they're going to get it, man. They're going to feast on it. The other group of men, one group's not going to they're not going to be able to achieve their goals because they've been convinced that there is no way to achieve their goals. No, you got to go get it, man. You don't have a choice. You don't need no breaks. You don't need none of that. Go get it. And if you ever do go overseas, if you do decide to go to a foreign country, you find out it's the same thing. There's a class over there. There's going to be women that's in demand. Amongst the women in demand, they're going to be a westernized philosophy. It's just going to be there. You know the conversations that many men have now. They're talking about 1930s. Back then, a man from America going to a foreign country back then, he could pretty much do anything he wanted, and he was considered like Superman. But not now. It's too many of them. The market is saturated. You see now countries are turning the guys down, and they're still women. So you still got to deal with another person who has needs, and they're individuals. You got to understand how they think and how they feel. You got to deal. Another additional thing, you got to deal with their family. You got to deal with their family. It's nothing for them to be grandpa, mama, daddy, couple of kids, maybe even a sister that's divorced with two kids. It's nothing for them all to live in one house. Nothing. And it's poverty over there, man. And they looking at you as you Superman. You're gonna save the family. You're gonna do all of these things off of your money. You're just making about 80,000. That's a lot of people that you got to take care of. That's a lot of people you got to take care of. When you look at Michael B. Jordan, guys have given that up. Guys have been defeated. You got to have a charisma, man. The women got to want to mess with you. That woman got to feel you. That woman got to want to be a part of your life. It can't be like the way it is, man. You can't quit. You can't give up. And this is the way you want nothing less than this. Make her blush, embarrass her a little bit, and you got her. And you got her. You got to stop dealing with these lower tier females, man. The sexy reds and all of the Sukihanas and all, just everything's guttural and low class and the hood. That's when you surrender the hood over. That's when you give up to the hood. You give up to the ghetto. You give it up. You become a dude who's under that rule, under that control. You got to move on in that, man. You got to move beyond that. You got to believe in yourself too, man. You got to be a leader. It ain't video games, man. You got to let that go. Video games for somebody between the ages of 12 to 15. Well, no, okay, now let me drop it down. Maybe 8. 8 8 to 15. Those are the age of video games. You're a kid, you're growing up, you got a lot of time on your hands. You got to get out the way. So you friends, you go and you play video games. If you're a grown man playing video games, you must have everything together because I don't see where you can have the time. You must have everything figured out. All the things are figured out. And that's the thing. A lot of guys don't even experience this world. When you look at a guy like Michael B. Jordan, they don't experience the world that he experienced. And don't tell me it's about money because he was having an effect on females before the money. Don't come at me talking about it's about some money. It ain't. It's one guy who accepts the fact that he's a man. One thing about Michael B. Jordan, he embraces his manhood. He embraces it and he does it, he accepts it, and he's mastered it. And when you talk about the looks and the status and all of that stuff, those guys don't want to be men. They've quit. They're looking for an excuse. They're looking for a out. They're looking for somebody to feel sorry for 'em. Give them a break. Ain't no breaks. There ain't no breaks. It's what it is. We don't give breaks. We apply more pressure. Man, you got to be a leader, man. If you ain't a leader, you're going to have trouble. All of that is a combination of charm. We had a guy, he hit me up. He wanted me to do another stream. I'm doing it right now. That you gotta have charm, man. You gotta be a charming dude, man. Women have to blush when they see you. They have to smile. They have to amongst themselves. They giggle. They eagerly await your arrival. You're stimulating. You know how to talk to them without being offensive. You know how to conduct yourself. These are things that are a very, very, very important part of a man's of how a man deals with the world. It's as simple as that. Going overseas and buying sex and it's not gonna get the goal you're trying to get, and you still have to still deal with that person. What about in the morning? What about it's 9 o'clock? Y'all smashed. It's 9. You've cooked. Y'all just sitting there in the house. What are you gonna do? It's 9 to what you gonna do? You know, she doesn't speak your language. What are you gonna do? And the money, but you still got to have money. Most dudes don't have enough money to go overseas. They don't even have the type of money you need. They don't even have the type of money you need. They don't have the type of bread that you need that can effectively change something. And when you walk into this room, when you walk into the room, man, there should be smiles. That's because you take care of yourself. You got a haircut. You well groomed. You know what I'm saying? You smell good. Your clothes are tailored. They're clean. They're not wrinkled. They're not worn out head to toe. You're clean. You don't have to have a whole lot of money. You can go to a thrift store and buy a suit for, man, you can buy a suit in a thrift store for $3. You can get a suit at, you can, I know a guy, I know a guy, he got out of the military and he qualified for corporate jobs. He just didn't have any suits. So what he would do, he would go to the thrift store and he would look through and he found suits. Then he found a tailor, an affordable tailor, because they can be a little bit ridiculous. He found a tailor that gave him, what he could afford. And instead of buying a suit, say a suit goes you a cheap suit, you can get a cheap suit for 99 bucks. You get a cheap suit for about 99 bucks. He was getting his stuff done and tailored. The alterations were about 30 bucks. So he went with those cheap suits. It had a better selection. It had people, and he took it and he 30, he put that on. He took it, put it on. He had about 12, 14 suits. He mixed and matched. And he went to work. His work required a tie. He wore a tie. He took care. He took the stuff. He got it dry cleaned. He got it nice you know. And right now, this guy's elevated to a very, very high position. He's at a very high position now. Yeah. He said, you remember when guys would not go around Dusty? Yeah. Well, they go around Dusty now. They go around Dusty now. Believe that, brother. They're very dusty. But he took his suit and he had him tailored. And all of that is a part of your appearance, man. One thing Kevin Samuel said, one thing that he said that I agree with 100%. There wasn't a lot he said that I agree with, right? But anyhow, that's a whole different story. Anyhow, one thing he said that I agree with 100% was Kevin Samuel said, people treat you, on how you appear. And he was so right about the black community. So right. We're very, very superficial. We're very, very judgmental. Very, 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 very superficial, judgmental. And that's probably why we are so quick to try to flex. We want to put on a bunch of Rolexes. We want to buy a bunch of cars. We want to buy, spend money on stuff we really don't need because we got to shine. That's one thing that's a part of our culture. Coogee shirts. Negroes got on Coogee shirts. Negroes got on a Coogee shirt. What you supposed to be, a Notorious B.I.G.? A Coogee sweater. Anyhow, that was Anton too. That's anyhow. What are you trying to achieve, man? If you ain't trying to get her to blush, if you ain't trying to give her to move out the way, to acknowledge your dominance right this, and embarrass her a little bit, it's not gonna work, man. It's not gonna work. You just can't be out there. You can't be outside and you ain't really doing nothing. You're not really getting the women getting their attention. And this is the way women are, right? You got to understand this is how they are. That's why you can tell who likes you and who doesn't like you. If women never come to you like this, never, they don't like you, man. They don't like you. And that's overseas too. If you're dealing with women overseas, they never blush, they never get embarrassed because they can't control what's going on. These women don't want you, man. And you got to move on to somebody who wants you. The YouTube has really brainwashed dudes. Dudes want tens, and niggas lied to them and tell them they can get tens. But when I'm saying dudes want tens, but they never been getting tens. What is that? So social media gonna get you a 10? So just because you want a 10, you gonna get a 10? Social media gonna get you a 10 because you want a 10. Social media can't get you no 10, man. If you getting tens now, you'll get them. You get on social media, you're getting them. Social media can't get you no 10. If you ain't never embarrassed a woman to the sense that she started blushing, and then none of the conversation was sexual, it was just you being you, your personality, and her being a young lady, and her feeling herself around, feeling a certain way around you, that she don't feel around other men, and her embarrassed because she likes you so much. If you that's your charisma, man. You gotta pull that out. A lot of men done surrendered it. A lot of men done quit on that. They don't even want to believe that even exists. They don't think you can be charismatic. They think that being charismatic is not real. It's very real. It's imperative and it's most important. He said, urban blacks dress me down. Urban blacks dress down to me t-shirts and timber books. Boots, yeah, well, you got to also understand where they're trying to go with it. You got to understand the guys, see, you got to understand the focus. And when you got guys who don't even know what being a man is, that's one thing Kevin, Kevin outlined that. And Kevin said that. He was like, before Kevin blew up, he made that. Before Kevin blew up, he told me, he said, I ain't got nothing on my channel but shoes and cologne. He said, what you gonna do when you start a channel? He said, all these YouTube censors, they coming down. He said, I ain't got nothing on there but shoes and cologne. And he felt that he was too old to walk around, thugging up and all of that. He got away from that. He moved away from that. And he made these decisions, man. And it's the way it is, man. So I was watching a movie from the 90s and all the dudes at the party had suits on. Yeah. I mean, it was how you care. You don't have to wear a suit, but um, making paying special attention to what you wear is important. You don't have to wear a suit. And then you got to also understand the women. You always got to understand the women. Women who accept certain things, women who date dusty dudes, do you want to come behind those dudes? You have to look at it like that. You just have to look at women who date dusty dudes. Do you want to then turn around and be a part of her dating group? Because you have to value yourself, man. You have to do that. And see, people waste so much time. Your 20s are a time to learn and grow. And then your 30s are a time for you to apply the experiences thing you learned in your 20. In your 40s, you are fine tuned. You're sitting at a certain position where you don't make the same mistakes. Your 50s, you're talking about being a grandparent, man. You're talking about being accomplished, maybe retired, right? 60s, you're retired twice. You're retired 20 years from the military, 20 years from the VA, and 20 years from the military, 20 years from the post office. That's 40 years. 40 years. You 67, 68, raising your descendants, living your life. But what you have now, because so many dudes and stuff, they want to play video games, they don't want to grow up. What we live in now is a world where people are being teenagers till they're 40, trying to get married between 40 and 50, and then getting in their 50s and they got teenage kids and they can't keep up with them. And then they're in their 60s and they're worn out, man. And that ain't how the world works. And that's if they're working. A lot of people don't work. You got people that have been out the work market for 15, 20 years. How you think that's going to come across? Companies won't hire you, man. If you ain't work, when the last time you had a job? 10 years ago. Company won't hire a guy like that. They want somebody who's been coming to work, going home, coming to work consistently, just not breaking that routine. It's in them. It's like going to school. You can go to school, so at some point, say in the 10th grade, You really don't need no alarm clock. You don't need no alarm clock because you wake up. You don't need an alarm clock because you wake up before you're late. Unless you do something, under normal circumstances, you've been so used to getting up at a certain time, you don't have to have no alarm clock. You just automatically wake up, go in there, do what you got to do, go to school. So the average black man, yep, yep, sure does. I think it's 68. That's 67, 68. Yep, 68. We had a guy down here. He was, I think, 64, and he was in Jamaica. And this guy, he was retired twice. He, that's how I found out about him. Um, he had a lot of stuff, man, like material stuff. He had a lot of stuff, couple of cars. And one day he was over in Jamaica, and he was with a couple of guys. They had planned the trip. They went to Jamaica, and they were just all there sitting at the table. They was playing. They was over there for everything a man can get in Jamaica. They had been there before, so he was playing a card game. I think spades with about three of his friends. They all flew over there, and out of nowhere, while he's playing spades, bam, his head hits the ground right there in the middle of a hand of spades. His head smashed into the table, and everybody, panicked, and then they, got him to the hospital. He had a massive heart attack right there, and he's 64. Couple of houses, you got to see him. Couple of houses, he had a lot to live for, a lot. Couple of houses, cars, women. He was married, but divorced, had kids were grown. Kids were very affluent. He raised them right. A lot to be proud of, a lot to live for, and a lot to be proud for. And right at 64, and this was nothing for him. For them to go overseas was absolutely nothing. They had been there several times. These were black men who said, "Hey, look, this is February." They would say, "Hey, in April, hey, look, why don't we all go overseas in April? Let me book something. Can you get off from the job or whatever? You okay? Yeah, yeah. We got the tickets. Okay, we all gonna go over there for 4 days. I got the villa. We're gonna all be over there for 4 days." And this was nothing for them to do that. But while he's playing the card game, he's playing the game just like anything else, and all of a sudden, bam, his head smashes into the table. People scramble. Health is called. The EMTs are notified. He's got good insurance. He goes to the hospital, man, and boom, they announced that he's passed away. And they shipped the body back. And his friends had to deal with that. They all went back home. But I'm saying, when you think about the stuff, he got all of that. He had material things. He got cars. He got clothes. He got money in the bank. He got credit cards. I seen the guy's house. That guy lived in a mansion. It was a mini mansion. I seen his house. It was a mini mansion, and he passed away. You think about it too, man. When you think about life for a minute. When you're young, hold up. Let's go with the average black experience, right? Not we know it's black people like Lori Harvey. They was born rich and they grew up rich. Okay, we get that. We're not talking about her. We're not talking about people from that position, right? Born rich, wealthy parent. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about average black people. Average black. Corey Holcomb, right? Grew up in a Robert Taylor homes. Guys like him. Now he's done good up till he's done good so far, But anyhow, um, average black person, you're poor from what, birth till what, 15, 16, and then maybe 15, you start getting money coming in. And I'm not talking about the street life. I'm talking about from a job. You finally start to get some money coming in. You're able to pay your bills. You're able to do all of this stuff at a certain age. I mean, at 35. I mean, at 15, and then from 15 to what, 25, the money goes up. So, okay, so around what, 20, you get married, right? You're married for what, 6 years, so around 33, 34, you're single, right? Now, this is where things come into play. If you don't make good decisions in your 20s, if you don't make good decisions, you don't have to get married, but you better make some good decisions. You better make sure you have a relationship with that kid. And you can continue a healthy relationship with your ex. But this is the problem with that. Okay, 34, what are you gonna do now? You gonna continue the life of a 20-year-old? Or you gonna say that ain't gonna be me, or you say that's not going to be me. I'm not gonna continue living like that. And then you take the appropriate changes in your 30s so that in your 60s you're better off. And it's like life insurance. People don't want to have no life insurance until they need it. It doesn't matter until they need it. It doesn't matter until they need it. Once they need it, then what? Once they need it, then what? Health is probably one of the most important aspects of any man's life. Good health. You can't enjoy your wealth without good health. You can't. Take it from someone. I've been in the hospital. I've been there, you know, and I recovered. But during that period of time when I was down, you're weak, man. You're weak. Sometimes you can't even stand up. You don't believe your body. Yeah, your body gets weak. You get frail, you get weak. And then even if you could do something, just say for instance you could do something, what could you do? Okay, you got a lot of money. Okay, so what? Where you gonna travel? You can barely stand up. What you gonna do? You want to go to this football game? Okay, you could barely. You might get trampled. So ultimately, I wouldn't say homeless, but I would say poor. I would rather be healthy and poor than rich and unhealthy. Being rich and unhealthy, that's not gonna work out for anybody, man. And you gotta have charm, man. You gotta have charisma. So take a look at this. Fair use, fair use. You gotta have charm. Women gotta feel you. Put her in her feelings, get her to blush, and she can't help it. She's embarrassed. You see that? See that? That's how you do, man. That's how you do. And you see what he didn't do? He ain't spend no money. He didn't come around there talking about he got this and he got that. Look at my watch. Look at my hat. Look at my chain. He didn't do that. And see, that's what I'm saying. And he got all of that though. If that's a multi-million millionaire. He got all of that. He got watches and chains. He got every bit of that. Every bit of it. But you don't see that coming out of him because he's more concerned with what type of guy he is. He's projecting the way he feels, not his wealth. He's not being weak. He's not being a weak Negro who wants to project nonsense. Like the stream, man. He's not a weak Negro. That's another problem we have. We just weak. If you can, man, reach down there and hit the likes. Like the stream. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. There we go. And the numbers are down, man. I'm looking across the board, they're down. And it goes like that, man. It's the ebb and flow of YouTube, man. Yeah, that's his co-star from Creed, man. But what the whole point is, he's standing on it, man. He's stepping into it, brother. What kind of man are you? Are you a weak man that whines about women? Or are you a man that's gonna go in there and do something about it? Isn't that the way we are made? Isn't that our spirit? Isn't that how we live? Isn't that how our civilization has always been? Do you have men who sit back and whine, or do you have men who get their spears? They sharpen their arrows. They prepare for battle. And I just saw a Western, man. The guy, he shot an Indian, and the Indian's horse. This is how trained they were. The guy shot an Indian, and the Indian's horse was trained to come back to the tribe. And it's a horse; it runs fast, right? So the horse saw it, and the horse took off. He took off back home. Now it's a horse, but how did he know? That's how he's been trained. That's how he was trained. Always return. If something happens to your rider, return. And that's the only reason they knew something happened. Had that horse not returned, they wouldn't have known anything. So it's always been hard for a man, man. Guys who don't want it the hard way, this is what you get. When guys don't want it the hard way, this is what you get. You get this fakeness, you get this whining, you get this excuse, you get the begging, you get the lying. Like, share, support, man. We wanted to do this charisma too, finish it off. A guy was talking about it. When you deal with these women, man, they got to feel you, brother. See that? She's feeling him. See how she's making him, he's making her blush. And then when you look at that, when was the last time, as a man, when was the last time you made some woman blush? I'm just saying, we talk about the game, right? You look at all these dudes, they whining about women all the time. When the last time have you made a woman blush? A woman was feeling you so much. We're not even talking about no sexual. Just feeling your energy as a man. She's so submissive to you that she can't do nothing but express herself, and she's embarrassed about it. And that's what we talk about. So many women, it's about hitting the switch, man. Can you hit the switch? And then when you start talking about BT, when you start talking about the black community and BT, they're very susceptible to it. And that's always been and see, we talk about charm. Charm is your secret weapon. All of the, workout, looks, um, money, get all that together. Status, you got a name, get all of that together, but don't forget about you got to be a charming dude. Being a charming dude is a secret weapon, especially to a female who doesn't really date charming men. A female who dates boring, uh, paint by the numbers, go to work, come home. They get bored with guys like that. Yeah, okay, they get all these nice things. Okay, you got a bunch of nice things. Okay, what are you gonna do with it? You're gonna share it with him? You bought these nice clothes so that you can share them with him? You got a nice car, you look wonderful, so you can do what? Share it with him. That's what I mean. That's what a lot of women don't want to do. We just saw that with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, the Miami Dolphin, right? Got $100 million deal. His wife, right? They're going through something. I don't know what it is, but they're going through something. And she had the nice car. She had the drop top, $200,000 car. And she's an attractive woman. She had her shades on. She was riding around. But then again, that's the thing. Does she want to ride around with him? Or is the cost too high? You have to look at that. Is the price too high? Is she overpriced? Is her price too high? Is she even worth that? Like the stream, brother. It's Michael B. Jordan. And within this, you see him conduct a master class. Get her open, make her blush, make her be embarrassed so much that she hides behind you, and know exactly what you're doing. Know you got that type of power. Understand you got that type of power when it comes to women. I think that men have surrendered that too much. I think too many men have quit. I think when you start talking about guys think game is hats and watches. They think it's hats, watches. They think it's bank account. They think it's shit like that. It's more to it than that. Game is just simply more to it like that. It's the way you carry yourself. It's how serious you are. It's how focused you are. It's the goals you're trying to achieve. That's your game. That's your game. That's the only real game out here. Like the stream, man. What was this Thursday night? Okay, we Thursday night. If you don't have no charm, if you don't have no charm, it's not going to work for you anyhow. You can hang it up. You can hang it up, bro. If you ain't got no charm, it ain't going to work for you anyhow. The game going to be over with for you anyhow. And if you can't make women blush, if you can't do that, you have no chance of winning. Yeah. You got to do that, man. I'm gonna tell you something else. You can't let nobody take that from you either. You always gonna have a bunch of hating ass niggas. See, hating ass niggas always exist, and they always gonna try to take that from you. When dudes see this, they're gonna try to shit on your name, lie on you, because they don't want you to have this type of power. They don't want a guy like you to be really, really doing it. Really got women in their feelings. Really got women messed up about you. When you come inside, they really mess with you. They mess with you way more than they mess with them. Dudes don't like that. They calling you up. They texting the shit out of you. You show up despite what dude said. You show up despite what dude said, right? These haters. She can't, let me tell you something, man. You want to be so powerful, so charismatic that a woman cannot dislike you. Not these hating ass niggas. They're gonna do it anyhow. And that's what and I'm gonna tell you something. If women don't like you, you failed, bro. And whatever mission you was trying to get, you just failed, man. They don't they're naturally susceptible to certain men. And they know it. They just naturally, it's just the way nature has made us. Some guys in the presence of some men, they can't help themselves. They're a slave to their emotions, their instincts. If that guy comes up to them, they're gonna smile. They can't help themselves. If that guy comes up to them, if that guy starts to smile at them and talk to them, they're gonna melt. It's just the nature of women. It's just the way women are. Guys got to understand that that's just the nature of females. If a guy's a jerk, if a guy's a weirdo, you notice that they don't smile. They'll deal with his advances, but they don't do it from a position where they're happy about it. No smiles. They don't look at you. They get mad. They're rude. They're mean. It's just the way they are, man. Look at that. That's power, man. That's a man who has embraced his power. No, that's not his wife. That's a man who has embraced his power, man. Now we up here, man. Houses, cars, money, clothes, jewelry is only accessories like an appetizer box. It's not the main course. The main course is you. Yeah, you got to be the most interesting thing on your car. You got cars, you got houses, you got watches, you got all that stuff, right? But the most valuable thing is you. And that comes from your charm. But all of that stuff, though, you do need to have the looks and stuff like that. But the most important thing is your character and the way you present yourself, how you are perceived, how you are viewed. That's more important than anything. That's more important than gold. You can't even put gold on that. Ultimately, it comes down to what you trying to do, man. What you trying to do, who you trying to deal with, brother. But without you mastering your charisma and your charm, without you mastering that, you're gonna suffer, man. You're gonna suffer. Things are gonna go bad for you. They're gonna go bad for you because you're gonna have so much lack in your personality, so much lack in what you're doing. Things are gonna go bad. Like the stream, brother. It comes down to that, man. If you don't have that charisma, that's just gonna be an extra hill you gotta climb. That's gonna be you gotta fight that much harder. You gotta do all of this other stuff, man, when you don't have that hill to climb. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You gotta get focused, man. You gotta get focused. You gotta make it happen. That's the only way you can win at it. There ain't no other way to win. Reach down there and hit the likes, man. We all we all can focus our charm so that it serve us in the proper way. We can all focus it so that we ultimately we benefit from it. But there's only one way to win at this shit, man. You gotta get out there and you gotta do it. You can't sit back. You can't you could be like the whiny Negroes we see now, the whiny Negroes who blame everything but themselves. There's always gonna be Negroes out there like that. They're gonna take the path of least resistance. They're always gonna do that. Because that's their nature, man. That's what they do. You gotta stand up in the face of that. Like the stream, man. What we doing over here, brother? We're gonna drop a link, man. You wanna come up? I don't know what's going on with the nothing. Well, we gonna let it go that way it is, man. We're gonna let YouTube be YouTube, brother. Come up and let me know what you think. You gotta have some type of charm with these women, man. They gotta feel you. When you walk in the room, they gotta be smiley. Your response to them that's non-sexual, they gotta receive it, and you gotta sort of embarrass them to the point where they hide behind you. And that's when you're winning, man. That's when you're winning. If you can't produce that out of women, you're gonna struggle, man. You're gonna struggle. And that's why all of the pay to play and all that stuff, that's where that stuff comes back to haunt you. Because as a man, you shouldn't be doing no shit like that. Yeah, I saw that video talking about when the chick said he was a cornball. Well, he worked himself up, man. He grew up. How about that? He worked out. He wrote Creed. He came up with the Creed, Son of Creed. And on the third one, he didn't need Sylvester. He told Sylvester Stallone he gonna do this one on his own. So he did it on his own, and that's one of the biggest. Creed was well received by whites and black. He's a crossover success by any definition. By any definition, and any man can be just like that. You got to do the same thing he does. He sacrificed. He doesn't eat bacon and sausage and biscuits and syrup and cornflakes and sugar. He doesn't eat that stuff. He doesn't eat pizzas and cheeseburgers. He doesn't eat stuff like that. He eats healthy foods. He eats a lot of fruits. He has a little bit of meat, but it's not the, and he works out. And he does it with intention. He knows, okay, I gotta get up in the morning at 4:30. He goes home. He says, hey, he pays his respects. Whatever he's doing, he tells people, okay, well, I gotta get up in the morning. Get up to do what? Work out. Why? He don't want to miss a workout because that's a part of his persona. The way he works out, the way he carries himself, that's a major part of his persona. He don't want to miss a workout. So no, he's not going to miss a workout so that he can hang out and get drunk or get high. He don't want to do it. And that's why he has the power that he has. That's why other men don't have his power. They want to make you think it's about money. It's not. You see what I'm saying? And he saw what he did to her. And he's showing you that's how a man, that's when a man has his power. That's what he can do to women. When a man seizes his power, that's the success he can have in the dating game. Anything less than that, there's really nothing to say. Like the stream, man. And that confidence too, man. That's another thing. You'll lose your confidence listening to Negroes. Negroes will say a lot of dumb shit, and it'll eat at you as a man, and you can lose your confidence because of that. You can just lose your confidence. You're not as confident anymore because someone has said some stuff, and it's broken you a little bit. That's why you got to know when to say when. He said in the clip, the interviewer melted like that woman did, but she messed it up. Probably, probably. Well, women are still women, man. Look, let me tell you something. A lot of times when you start talking, guys be talking from a abusive, a manipulative standpoint, right? They're talking about manipulating something. They're talking about being abusive. Not talking about being abusive. We're talking about being normal. The normal ups and downs, ins and outs, the normal interplay between a man and a woman, back and forth, normal things. Within that, a man has power. And within that, a smart, crafty, witty man can make a woman blush without being sexual, without being disrespectful. He can make a woman blush just because he has the power to do that. partner up here. What's up with you, player? What's up with you, player?
Oh, what's good with you, Black? Just chilling,
Uh,
man. Just checking out the show.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I talked to StreamYard people or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. It's out of my hands, man. I'm just gonna go live, man. If they got two people watching, you gotta go talk to them. So we
Oh,
had
okay.
we had 97,000 3 weeks ago. I mean, we know that was fake, whatever, but I don't know who you talking to the wrong guy. But go ahead, do business.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I just wanted to respond to what you were saying. I mean, yeah, that's true. I think that that's a natural thing for someone to have a style and charisma. It comes out in many ways. It just depends on what you're doing. And but I mean, some people don't have it, and some do. But it's not something that you can't develop. But
Mhm.
I say it's a natural thing because like I said, some people it's just natural for you to just like you said go into a room and kind of not draw the crowd to you, but just be yourself and be comfortable in your own skin. I mean, there's nothing to be nervous about because I mean, honestly, I wanted to say something to you. I didn't get a chance to do it a couple of days ago, but I uh I met a couple of NBA players right
Okay.
over the years, and I actually met a NBA coach that actually is a current coach in the NBA, but and I'm not gonna say the team, whatever, but he's an unlikable person, the coach. Very unlikable dude.
Okay.
And he coaches in the Eastern Conference. It just if you really knew who he was, he ain't got
I,
no kind of charisma. You see what I'm
yeah, I
saying?
don't. I don't even watch the NBA like that.
I'm just saying, but then with the couple of NBA guys I met, one of them was cool, and then one of them was not. You see what I'm saying? And the one that was not, he won a championship. You know what I'm saying? He played on the 2006 Miami Heat team, and then he also won a championship in college as well. But just a very unlikable person, complete asshole.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like one of them dudes you just want to smack him in the face. You know what I'm saying? God damn, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, and what that's amongst men though. Men are going. We're going to be that way because we're men. But you want to have. Look, I'm sorry, guys don't want to hear this, but women. You want to be well received with women. Look, I get it. Feminism. It's unfair. The deck is stacked. Unless you are a Chad, and these guys in the incel community talk about that they're a normie and
mhm,
they're incels and that's a normie and he's a Chad and
right.
she's a Stacy and stuff like that and that's a Tyrone. I get all of that, but still, you want to build. You got to work on your charisma. Where you fail is where you got to focus.
Well,
And no,
go
no.
ahead.
The question is, do you want to solve your problem? Because ultimately, that's what it comes down to.
Well, see that's why I just told you that statement. That's what I'm saying. Is like if you take people like I just described, if you can't be respectful in any environment, then it just shows that you have bad character. Because of course, in those environments, it was men and women, and I'm just saying, it's like even when you're talking about the females or whatever, it's like they
Mhm.
can pick up on it. They can pick up on it if you're a good person or not. And then you actually have some women that like dudes that's assholes or mean dudes, like Jasmine said the other day. So it's either she rocking with you or not. But having style and charisma, at the end of the day, I mean, you can still have it and still not get women. So I mean,
No, no, impossible.
no, it's not.
No, it's
I
not.
don't think so.
Yes, it is because it's the language they speak. It's how they. It's like when you see when you see. It's the language they speak. When you see what he got. What I'm saying is they're not. I don't know nothing about them people. I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. I don't know. Don't really care. But when you
Right.
see the way she reacts to him, right?
Hmm.
She's like he's able to bring that out of her. She's embarrassed. She's blushing. She's hiding behind him, almost like, we talking about this is stuff, in high school when you got your girlfriend or whatever, and you make her blush or whatever, and she hides behind you. This is a grown woman. He's bringing that out of her. And look at how he's bragging on it because he's done it. He's not doing it from a sexual standpoint, though. He's doing it from the fact that he knows he knows how to hit her buttons.
Well, I
You
mean, they
know,
work together. I mean, they just did a couple of movies together. She's actually a married woman, actually, but I know what you're
okay.
saying, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nothing. They have a good working relationship. Yeah, and in that environment, I guess they had some kind of award show. Yeah, yeah, they got to be cool with each other. There's no need to, have a, beef or not like each other. I mean, Tate Diggs and Nia Long kind of didn't get along with each other at certain points of time, but they did work together as well. So, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you at all, Platinum. It's just if you look at Michael B. Jordan, a lot of women left him. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the brother's a good, outstanding brother, but like I said,
Uh-huh.
sometimes you can have all of that and you still don't get what you're looking for. I mean, he was with
But,
Lori Harvey, right?
but there ain't no guarantee, though.
That's all I'm saying. There's no guarantee.
But you got to understand, for him, he's a victim because he wanted to do the old school marriage. Lori Harvey, man, Lori Harvey had a tutor. You could make and her parents are millionaires, bruh. You could make a case. She's a little bit on the spectrum. You could. No, I'm saying people won't because of the way she looks, but she didn't go to high school, man. She had a tutor. You don't know that that man's a millionaire. All you gotta do is pay him. They just caught all these people that was lying on all these college admission, saying they was doing they weren't even going. Steve Harvey had a tutor with his kids. Lori is quote unquote graduated, but she didn't go to college. Let me tell you something. That is a red fucking flag because you want your kids to go to college. Why? So they'll know how to handle your money.
Hmm.
You just want them to go say, hey, look, I don't care. You're going to finish college. If you don't finish college, I'm going to cut your ass out the wheel. So
Right.
that when you pass away, they went through that process. You can say what you want about it. I'm saying where there's tests given, you got to show up to class, you got to listen. They want those kids to be then, okay, your parent is passed, here's the 30 million, here's the 100 million. You don't get that to someone who ain't been to college. And she had a tutor. So you can say she graduated her tutor. You can say that I don't think so. I think they paid the tutor allegedly, right? Tutor just said, hey, you passed. Because she didn't go to college.
Yeah, she was home. You saying she was homeschooled or whatever?
Uh-huh. She
Yeah.
didn't go to college, man. Think about that for a minute.
Hmm.
She never seen no college. And then Michael, being a good guy, he said, hey, I don't want to just smash. I don't want to just blow your back out. I want to get
Yeah.
married. She turned that down. See what I'm saying? You got to understand. You have to understand who you're talking to. And then her mom, her nigga in jail. First of all, that wasn't Lori Harvey's daddy. The man who was in jail was the father of the one before Lori and the one after Lori. Allegedly, that dude went to jail for bricks. He had cane, right? He got caught with like 23 bricks back in what 81 or 79. That man was moving product like that. He got caught with it, right?
Yeah.
In that place. Okay. Anybody who ever been to a trap, right? Anybody ever been to the trap? This is how the trap work. You knock on the door, they serve you. You pay them. Sometimes they can't be there every day, man. They certainly can't be there 24 hours. Sometimes they got shit to do. They want to go out. They want to do shit. So guess what? You knock on their door, they ain't there. But you normally how it's set up. Somebody else serve you. You starting? You are you putting it together?
I
New
mean,
V?
yeah, I'm not really in the streets like that, but I get it. I get it.
No,
Yeah.
no. So if I'm knocking on that door back in the day, he ain't there. Guess who gonna serve me? Uh-oh. So guess who's just as guilty as I am, but who didn't get punished? They didn't go to jail. And them white boys and stuff. They don't understand what's going on. I'm telling you right now, if a motherfucker moving product and his old lady gonna if he ain't there, his old lady gonna serve y'all. I mean, when you start talking about a big deal, no. But dimes and nickels, that shit's already wrapped. That shit already wrapped up. Already wrapped up. All you gotta do is tap the door. What you looking for? A half ounce. Okay, hold up. There you go. Give me the money. Boom. What you looking for? I'm looking for a nickel. Okay, there you go. You want two nicks? There you go. There you go. Give me that. Boom. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you from experience. I know what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now, I didn't say the big stuff. I didn't say no kilo. I said that and they got to do it because when you're a fiend, when a person is a fiend, they got to have it when they got to have it, man. They don't have no time to fucking wait. Wait for what? Till you get back home from the game? No, they want their shit, man.
Yeah.
They want it now, and that's you still you wind up missing money. And that's what I'm saying. So I saw the whole Steve Harvey met at a comedy club. He proposed. He was married at the time. Blah blah blah. She
Mm.
had three kids. One of them was Lori. They won't tell the world who Lori's daddy is. I think it's either Lori Harvey's daddy is either Rick James, Maurice White from Earth, Wind and Fire, Isaac Hayes. It's a celebrity. And you got to understand, she was moving product. If she moving product, man, you don't know who gonna fall up in there.
Oh man, that's crazy.
What's crazy?
Now, I mean, so you saying that she was involved as well? Steve Harvey's wife or whatever.
I believe so. I believe allegedly. I don't know.
That's
it's hard.
crazy.
It's hard not to be do business. Do business. If that was your brother, if if
That's crazy,
if
man.
the guy who went to jail that was with Marjorie when she got locked up, if that was your brother back in the day, and your brother was doing that, and you knew he was doing that, and he had to
Mm.
go because he wanted to do some stuff for a while, and people was tapping on that door, you would be just as involved. I'm telling you, it don't work that way. Ain't no such thing as you. If you know what they doing, you know what they doing. Ain't no, I know what they doing, but I don't do it. Nah,
I
it don't
mean,
work that way.
yeah, you got to get up out of there, man. And shout out to the brother Justice for 12 in the chat. I'm not talking about Antoine Walker when I made that statement, but shout out to you. I don't want to say the guy's name because I don't want to give him no recognition, but Charlie Bell was a pretty good dude that I met, but nah, platinum. I understand what you're saying. I mean, if you're talking about from the women about the men and women thing, yeah. I mean, you definitely need to have style and charisma, confidence. Um, you just being a naturally genuine dude. It ain't always about sex. Don't be too thirsty. Um, just be straight up. With the woman if it's a particular woman that you pursuing, and like you said, there are no guarantees, and that goes for all of us. So yeah, you got to be able to take the wins with the losses, and just keep it moving. And but the confidence is the number one thing for me personally. When you're approaching women or pursuing a woman, that's the number one thing you got to have. Confidence. And I'm looking for something else that we can share with the people. But yeah, I mean, you hitting it right on the money. I mean, charisma is at the top as well. But yeah, I mean, This dating game is not easy for none of us. So just got to stay in the game.
But you have power though, do business. You got power over the women. It's mankind. Man has granted you, right? I mean, we get in religion or whatever. You've been granted the power. The reason women don't behave this way when you deal with them, I don't know if they don't. I'm just assuming that they don't. It's because you forfeited your power. The same thing with K-Rex. You guys have forfeited your power. When you have your shit together,
Hmm.
you can dominate a woman. Forget what she says. She won't be able to resist you.
That's not true, platinum.
That,
Brother.
that's
That's what I'm
very that's very true.
platinum.
Wait, Plat, what you say? Say that again. 'Cause I don't think I
Now
When
heard
he,
you.
you have your shit together, you well groomed, you work out, your
man.
conversation, you have a non-sexual conversation with women, you have a winning personality. She cannot help herself. I don't care if her friends been hating on you. She can't. She's gonna melt when she sees you
Nah,
because
that's true.
she's.
That's true. Do business. That's true. Do business.
Nah, it's from my perspective, it's not true because, like I said, man, based on personal experience, you can have all of that, man, and the woman is still flake on you, dog. So,
Yeah, it
I mean, you having your stuff together. What does that mean? That don't mean nothing. She'll still leave you for somebody else, or flake on you, or cheat on you, or get mad at you when you don't want to do something for her. It doesn't matter, man. If you're just talking about right there at the moment, okay, I get it. If you're talking about, but just dealing with women, on a consistent basis, and you dating someone, man, that relationship can be over within 3 months. I mean, you got people that done got married and got divorced in 30 days. So,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, Platinum, but it's like you said, it ain't nothing guaranteed, man.
Yeah,
I
but
get what
you got to
I get.
embrace your power. Do business. You're not doing that. Go ahead, K Rex.
Nah,
What
okay.
power are you talking about?
Hold on. I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna say this. I get what Plat's saying because if you do have all of those qualities, I will say this. That shit, it will help you. And I mean, real shit. You just can't be a weak nigga, bro. Like you gotta. Because a lot of niggas like to, like Plat said, like give up power to certain shit, and you just can't do that. And I'm not saying you do that, do business, but
Mm,
you have to be, if you do have everything together and like you got shit going for yourself, you know what type of nigga you is, you feel me? You got all that going. Yeah, they will. It's like they can't resist you. You feel me? Especially if you not really trying to mess with them like that. But this is where I kind of agree with do business. It's niggas that's kind of like that play and still have gotten done wrong. But I'm not saying that you can't be that type of dude and you can get the woman you want. You can still do that, but that shit is hard. And you gotta pick. It's all about picking carefully, in my opinion. You gotta really be careful and be witty about who you dealing with for real. So like, you just really gotta be careful. That's what I be telling niggas. You just really gotta be careful. But I I get what both of y'all are saying, to be honest, because play you, like you said, you well groomed. You got shit going for yourself. You feel me? You one of them type of dudes that you just out here living your life, bro. You feel me? So niggas and them type of niggas be winning, bro. But then again,
You got
I done seen situations.
no, no, K Rex. You got to look at the woman too. So what I'm saying, okay, you say to a hood rat. Okay, when you
Yeah,
look at Michael B. Jordan and you look at her, right?
yeah,
Um, a hood rat's not going to respond the same way. You see what I'm saying? He's looking at a hood rat wants you to be sexual. A hood rat don't care about things like that. She want a purse, she want a Birkin, she want shit like that.
mm.
When a man can come in and just his persona can get a woman in her feelings, and then that woman is embarrassed because she's blushing. That's what you want to do as a man.
yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. But where I say I agree with do business is it is certain. It is. I have seen occasions where niggas can have everything, bruh. Like you would think the nigga is damn near the damn near perfect, bruh. Nigga got everything going right, and the bitch still leave, bro. Like I get that part too. Like
Yeah.
it is situations like that, but it is like that shit ain't, and that's where I kind of can't explain that part because if you that type of nigga and she still leaving, that's really the female, bro. I can't even blame that on the nigga. Like that's just that's just the female. So I don't really know, but that shit. But I agree. Like I said though, the Platt makes some good points. Like
I mean,
if
but
you
she
got
don't.
all of that, oh go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna say she don't necessarily have to be a hood rat because
Yeah,
even sophisticated women, be horny than a mug. So it's like I understand what you're saying, Platt. I really do. It's a good positive message to spread. But then we still got to snap back into reality. Like, man, dawg, some of these chicks are all over the place. You don't know what she's thinking, and you can't figure her out. Some of these chicks, it's like, man, you know, okay, man,
Just look, look,
oh,
hold up,
okay.
hold up. He got a taper fade. He got earrings. He's got on a suit coat. He knows her, like you said. He's joking with her. He's saying something non-sexual, and she can't help it. She starts to blush because he has an effect on her that other men don't. Now, this is my point. Forget him. Forget Michael B. Jordan. You. What are you doing? And why aren't women responding to you in the same capacity? They can. They can. You can do the same thing he's doing. And why are you not doing that? That's what I'm saying. They'll respond like that. Now, when I say hood brats ain't gonna respond to that because they don't. And you can go back now. We can get back to Lori Harvey, right? Her
Hmm.
mom. They don't respond to stuff like the way a guy like Michael B. Jordan is counter to the type of men that Steve Harvey and his. And I know he a church dude and all that, but no. I mean, well, how about this? His wife. Forget him. Men like Michael B. Jordan are not the type of men that they like.
Mm.
No, they don't. So because like I said, the dude went to jail for life. He had 23 bricks, but they didn't take her to jail. They didn't charge her with nothing. That dude wrote that in his book. That she was right down there with me. Now, I don't know about that, but I know if I go to the trap right now, if it's at somebody's house, when I knock on the door, that dude gonna serve me up. He gonna serve me up. If he ain't there, guess what? His old lady gonna serve me up. Guess what? When I go in, I go inside. Bro, I've been inside. I've been out inside these houses. I remember one time I went up in our house, man. The little boy was playing his little video game,
Mm.
and the dude wasn't there. The chick said, "All right, come on in." I came. It was his old lady, and she went in the back to get what I was come over there for. Man, that little boy was playing video game. Man, that little boy saw me. That little boy ran and grabbed my legs, wrapped me up. Someone said, "Uncle, Uncle," and I was looking at him. I said, "Damn, I think I come over here too much." 'Cause I said, "I think I need to get in rehab, man." I said, "If that ain't a reason you need to get in rehab." I said, "I don't know." Yeah, the little boy, man, I had seen him, off and on, but I didn't know them people like that. And she came in and said, "Let him go, let him go." And then we did what we did, and she left. But I'm saying he wasn't there.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. So I want you to elaborate on the power. You said don't give up your power. What you mean by that, play?
Gotta have your shit together, man. You can't be bullshitting. You can't walk around out of shape. You can't walk around. You ain't had a haircut in 2 weeks. Your teeth yellow. You smell like gasoline. You know, and expect to try to get women to feel you and respond the right way. You can't do it that way.
Platinum. That one. Listen, brother. I have seen dudes getting off work, smelling like oil, like you said, looking dusty than a mug, and they still get approached by women, or they approach women. So a lot of that, I understand what you're saying because I'm not with the walking around being dusty stuff, looking bummy and all that. But I don't really think none of that matters. If the woman looks at you and find you attractive, you probably can get her. or whatever it is, like you said, with the charisma and style. So I mean, there's no perfect way to do it. Either you gonna get rhythm from the chick or not. But all I'm saying is that there's no perfect way to do it, and then it's not always guaranteed. That's what I'm saying. If you're
Right.
talking about just right there in the moment, I get it. But if you're trying to pursue this woman, man, it's a job, man. If you want to
I
look at it that way,
I
you got to
think
constantly work on this stuff, man.
yeah, okay. That's what you gotta be. I think my best advice, you gotta be consistent and you just gotta really be yourself. Like no matter what, no matter what tier of person you are, you just have to be yourself at the end. Cause you can tell when somebody not, and I feel like that's where niggas fall. A lot of niggas fall short is they don't. They either try to be somebody they not,
Hmm.
or or they just do certain shit. Like they just do certain bitch shit that turns females off. But my thing is, as long as you yourself, bro, and like Plant said, you got that power, nigga. As long as you are remaining in power, like, I kind of get what Plat's saying. Like you do have to kind of have your power as a man, no matter what situation. So that
Yeah,
that's where a lot of niggas fall short for real.
there you go.
For me.
And even if you're an ugly nigga, right? I mean, I'm saying you think you are, right? Forget the
Mhm.
world. Just you look in the mirror and you say, I'm an ugly dude. Just say that. All you got to do, man, is be well groomed. Make sure you have a soft beard. You could take a beard right now, black hair. You take a beard, just keep putting coconut oil in it every night. I mean, like coconut oil ain't that expensive. It's only like it's very affordable, right? You go, especially you go to the dollar store and get it, right? You putting it in your beard, you're not eating it, right? So what I'm saying, they talking about it's two types. Well, it doesn't matter. You're putting it in your beard. So you just load your beard up every night, coconut oil. Go to sleep on that. Wake up in the morning like you normally do. In addition to whatever you're already doing, put it on there. Your beard gonna get real soft, man. Real soft. It's gonna be like you know what I'm talking about. It ain't gonna be hard.
Mm-mm.
It's gonna be soft.
I cut mine off, dog. I,
Okay.
I I don't do the beard. Oh man.
Well, I still got a little bit of one, and I'm just saying my goatee was real soft, and I was with this chick,
Yeah.
and she reached up and she felt that. She said, "Damn, how you get that thing? How you get your beard so?" She said, "Your hair, why your hair so soft?"
Yeah. Some
'Cause she,
women do like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I'm saying you got the power, man. You got the power to get them in the mood, but guys surrender that you got to stop surrendering that. Just like Michael B. Look, man, I'm saying, see, you got to understand this stuff. You can learn a lot from this. Look at this shit. He walked in, she's smiling. Look at that, right?
Hmm.
And then look at that, she's embarrassed. Look at that, she's behind him now. You see that? And he know what she's doing. Look, see what I'm saying? Because he's done it before. He's telling the world, see, I got her. You know what?
Nah, man.
No,
Let's stop
one
it,
time,
man.
I swear to God, one time, it was like back in the day. I saw this chick, man. She was real fine, real pretty. Lots of dudes. She dated a lot of NBA players, NFL players. I had no chance with her at the time. I really wanted her to. I had no chance. And then some stuff happened with her. Anyhow, I was in great shape. I'm not gonna get into it. I was just in absolute great shape. I was like I was playing in NFL. And I saw her and I saw the way she started looking at me. And then whatever, but we was cool, like we was friends. I just looked at her and said, "Why is she looking at me like that?" You know. And then because I was there to do something else. Anyhow, about 6 months later, I saw her. We was in a nightclub, and I saw her, and I got up, and normally I didn't bother. I knew who she was. I didn't bother. So I see her. She was walking. I said, "Hey, hey." I said, "Hey, I could have got you. I could have got you." And I started pointing it, and she stopped, and she was looking. She knew. I said, "You know." She said, "No."
Yeah.
No, no, man. She started blushing. She said, and she liked that, man. She said, "No, you kidding?" Because she didn't like, she was like, she got fronted like that. And she didn't, I don't know if she knew. I remember I called her out. I said, I could have got you. I could have got you. I could have got you.
Well, I mean, well, let me say this because the last chick that I did holler at, I was successful. You know what I'm saying? We went out and hung out and all that, but It's over with now. You see, it didn't last long at all. She had too much going on,
Yeah,
But what, if you
that,
and
don't
she
mind me asking, if you don't mind me asking, like, what was like one, what was one issue you would say she had?
well, she had a lot of kids, right? Now her kids were up in age or whatever, and she told me about her two ex husbands and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But it was like I really didn't even care about that because I was trying to kick it with her. I was like, all right, but she was procrastinating on the second date, so she was trying to make it seem like she was busy and all this kind of stuff, yada yada yada. And I'm like, if I really wasn't cool with that. I was like, well, if we supposed to be getting to know each other, you supposed to make time for me, just like I make time for you. So, and then like I said, she had a bunch of kids and all that. I knew that when I met her and all that. So I was like, let me just go and let her go. It was fun while it lasted, but ain't nothing I could do with you. You too busy.
okay.
Yeah.
I
I
like,
need my time just like you need yours. So when I want to see you, I want to see you. I don't want to hear no excuses.
I
So
appreciate
I don't want to hear about your ex husbands and all this, and
Uh-huh.
you, I don't want to hear none of that. We gonna get down or not. So
it. Yeah, I guess you,
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
I usually,
Yeah,
the fact that you
nothing
felt
wrong
that,
with that.
like, looked at that optimistically, bro. Like, a lot of dudes won't do that. A lot of dudes, shit, they hear kids, they shit.
I really
You
wasn't
got,
even tripping on it. I was like, shit, that's your thing. Because I ain't
You
like I'm trying to marry the chick, but I was really trying to get to know her to see if it could be something. And I was like, all right, man, it's gone on. So
you can now, people say you shouldn't do it, and it's up to you. You can date a woman with kids and have a relationship with her kids where you are her boyfriend or you Mr. Ed or something. Where those kids know that you're gonna be over for the night, they know you're gonna be over for the weekend. They don't bother you, man. They don't bother you. Other than maybe a ride, maybe one of them need a ride to the mall or one of them need a ride to their friend house. But other than that, they don't bother you. When you get married and all that, you're trying to be the dad and all that. You're right. Then it's different because you're trying to connect to them.
mm,
But just smashing, I'm saying as a man, you just smashing. You look at him and say, "Hey, I'm gonna run to the store. What kind of ice cream you like?" You look at him and say, "Well, you like what's that? Butter pecan? You like butter pecan?" They say no, or they never had. So you ain't never had it. What about you? What you like? You like chocolate? What you had? Go to the store, man. Grab some ice cream. Go back. Put it in bowls. Serve the kids. That's all you need to do. You don't need, other than that, you going back upstairs, going to sleep. Them kids, them her kids.
that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, she was. I think I'm trying to see. Was she? I knew she was around my age. I don't know exactly. I can't remember how exactly how old she was, but she was definitely at least 38 or 40 or something. So I mean, she was perfect as far as
Uh
like
oh.
that. But
Uh oh.
I mean, I ain't had no problems with her, man. Like I said, she just had a lot going on, and I just couldn't deal with that. So I
She
had
was
to let her
still
go.
she was still fine. Do business.
Yeah, she was straight,
What about her
nice looking
stomach?
woman,
What about her stomach? Her stomach was flat.
flat stomach.
Damn.
She was all right, nice looking woman, man. She was cool. I mean, she wasn't no BBL type chick. Everything was natural on her, but she was all right, man. But that's over with now. So I ain't even worried. I just wanted to bring it up to add to the conversation, but you know it ain't guaranteed, man. These
I,
chicks.
I get it. I get it. Especially nah, but I get it, D business, because you definitely gotta be careful, especially with like with the kid. Like okay, like what Pat said, you can't be the nigga like you just messing with their mom, and they look. And that's important to set boundaries, cause you like with the kid, or at least have an honest conversation, or at least let the mom know to have like a honest conversation with the kid about not you. Of course, you don't got to let the kid know everything. It also depends on the age of the kid, but like if they up there like turning up, play right, they not really gonna mess with you. Like he said,
Mm-hmm.
like for a ride, you get them like small shit, like something for the video game, something, some ice cream, like some food, some snack, like shit like that. But you don't have to go into this whole dad mode, like where you feel me, because that they is her kids, and her responsibility at the end of the day. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, K Rack, they was up in age too. Cause I remember her saying her daughter was like 19 or 20. So I was like, "Shit, I can relate to that. And I know
Mm.
she had some sons or something too. So I mean, she ain't really had no small kids. So, but if you dealing with somebody's, mom or whatever, right? That's their mama. Yeah, they gonna find out about you eventually. So
Let me tell you something, bro. A
you
kid,
know.
and I get it. People don't believe in dating baby mamas, right? But a kid, I'm being for real. A kid, especially a kid got her, and a kid got a father who's, let's just say, halfway in his life. Okay, that's not giving that he's doing it exactly halfway. That kid gonna still love his father. But how do you crack that,
Hmm.
right? The way you crack that, man, you don't try to win the kid over from his father. You win the kid over just from being a kid. You look at the kid play video games. Now you don't have to do this. You don't have to do it. But like I said, buy him some cookies and ice cream. Every time you come over, uh, you know that he gonna bring over a big thing of ice cream and cookies. And and you play your video games, and there, Mr. Lee gave you some cookies and ice cream. So the kid gonna attach you to that type of feeling. So you in the house dealing with the kid. You not his daddy. So when the kid needs something, he gonna ask his daddy. He not gonna ask you for that. And you can do little small things. So his daddy was supposed to come here Saturday, and then you see the kid. It was like, so you're supposed to go out with your daddy. He didn't show up. No, I didn't. So you can say, well, I mean, I'm not him, but your mom won't get off work till 9. It's 6 o'clock. Say, I'll take you, not there, but somewhere. You want to go to Dave and Buster's? Let's go to Dave and Buster's. I'm saying shit like that, and that's gonna help you dealing with the woman. As far as his relationship with, that's between him and his dad. But you don't have to be there. You can be there. You don't have to do nothing. And I'm saying once you do that, guess what? Those kids ain't gonna ask you to do nothing because they know you ain't their daddy. They're gonna leave you alone, and that's really what you
Well,
want.
that's why I don't really like. Excuse me. That's why I really don't like dealing with women that got a lot going on, man. It's hard to find a woman that's just totally single. That's very hard. Where she ain't really got no responsibilities like that. She got a job and all that or a business or whatever, but it's very hard to find that. So if you when you're dealing with women that got, kids, ex boyfriends, whatever, she got a history. It's that's a lot, man. I'm telling you, it's a lot to deal with because you don't know if she got over the individual she dealt with. She may be a freak. She may go both ways. It's all, that's why I said they all over the place, man. You don't know nothing about these people, so that's why you have to get to know them to determine if you want to, be with them long term. So it's really bad out here, man. So I mean, shout out to the guys that do the overseas thing too. Some guys are successful with that. I think about doing that sometimes, but you know, even with that, it's like I got to go all the way to another country, man. This dating stuff is irritating at times. So that's why I like being single. But then, you're gonna get to a point where you want to smash a chick too. So, you're gonna do that. But it's like maybe I'm all over the place, but I'm not gonna make the wrong decision on a woman. Especially as we get older. It's like I'm looking for something solid. So if it's gonna be that way, then I'll know it. But if it's not, it would, have a nice one, I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, it's up to them, man. And they all have a weakness for men. It's embedded in them. It's just embedded in them. So It comes down to what kind of man are you? What do you want?
Yeah, K Rack still up here.
Let me.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
about to.
I ain't trying to take over the show or nothing.
Oh no, you good? Nah, I was about to say nah. th- I get it. I get you. I get you with all that because you do want to be careful, and that's the thing. Like you want to be careful, but you still want to live your life at the end of the day. So it really ain't nothing wrong with you if you single. You really out here you just smashing. I mean that's not that. The way I look at that, that ain't you just like that's just being a man, bro. But as far as actually finding the woman that's gonna help you along this journey, like that shit, yeah, you do gotta really know that woman, and it's not even just you getting to know her. It is that's like just half of it. The other part, you gotta really, if you are willing to go forward with that shit, you also gotta kind of help her along the way, and you have to find a woman that's willing to listen and really is comprehensive. Like that's why I cannot stand incompetent people. Like I can't stand that shit. So I kind of know who to deal with, and who not to deal with. Like, cause like I said, I'm like Pat was talking about hood rats and shit earlier. Like I'm as a grown man, if you like 25 and up, I feel like that hood, you gotta leave them the hood rats alone and shit in general. Like you gotta, that shit is because it's so many issues in that alone. But if even with even with the sophisticated, it's nurses that be on some crazy type of time, man. It's just I agree with you, dude. Ben. You really gotta, especially now, like this, like shit has changed completely. So you really gotta watch who you dealing with. So that shit is important. But it's like okay, with the situation you just explained, right? Like me personally, if I'm a mess with a female with kids, the female has to have one. Her mind gotta be right, nigga. And I'm talking about because you can see it in the kids, bro. Like if you messing with a female with kids and you see her kids acting a certain way, like that shit will tell you alone, like what type of female she is. Like, and I know you said they was like older in age, but like let's say they like 15, 16, 14, like around the high school age, middle school age, and they doing crazy shit versus like she got kids, they well taught, they well mannered, like shit like that is
I don't think I don't think you even look, man. You got to have a flow with not just the women. You got to have a flow with them. The women who man haters, you got to know how to identify them and navigate away from them. You can't change them, But I'm saying when you have a flow with women, even the man haters, even when they're in a woman's ear, she's still gonna fuck with you because of the way you make her feel. You pulling out feelings in her that's probably been buried for years. That's what I mean. The man has the power if the man is willing to step into his power, get his shit together, get current haircut, uh, 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 um, money, doing the best he can do. Not struggling. I'm saying he got bread, but he's taking the bread and he's making it make him better, and he's flipping it. It's up to that man. But as long as we don't embrace our power, we're gonna be on the bottom.
Yeah, yeah. I hear that, platinum. You definitely want to step into it, in a positive way. I mean, maybe one of us will get lucky one day and then find the right one, and
Hmm.
I don't know what else. Maybe because even for the brothers in the chat, man. I mean, a lot of guys are single as well. I mean, I don't know, man. It's tough.
I don't look at it as luck, though. Do business. I mean, women are women, so it's you got to figure them out in the sense when you talk to them, you can figure them out. If they interested, they're gonna let you figure them out. They ain't interested. You got to do more, but why deal with that?
Yeah, yeah. I hear you, play. I hear
Why?
you.
Why should I sit back and argue and debate when I know that I'm a rare dude. So a woman who don't understand that, she's not gonna be around me.
Nah, that's shit. That's the best way to put it, Plat. I ain't gonna lie. Like that's another you when you know for a fact that you the type of dude you not gonna put up with certain shit or a lot of shit. You got shit going for yourself. Your head on right. Like females in, in my experience, they that shit they more attracted to you. But especially if you not thirsty, bro. You cannot be a thirsty nigga, bro. And like that's a lot of niggas fall short to that shit, bro. Like I I know lust is a powerful thing, but damn, like niggas just be thirsty, bro. And I see that shit all the time. I see that shit all the time.
Yeah,
Like you just can't be over like niggas just be especially the younger niggas. I don't know what them niggas got going. Like it be I don't know what be wrong with them niggas, but that shit you can't just make everything about sex, bro. Cause that shit, because females, look, you can't. Cause once you start doing that, that shit drives them away, bro. That can't be your only where your mind at 24/7. Like
They're a lady. You got to talk to a lady like a lady. When you say a red Suki Hana, a Glorilla, you probably look. This is the thing. If they like you probably have a very highly sexual conversation. If they like you, but when you talk about a woman who likes you, it's a certain amount of decorum. You got to be careful with saying sexual things because that drives them away.
it gotta be like it's a perfect time for everything, bro. Like it's just all on how you do it and when you do it. Like you can't just do that shit. You can't be texting her you can't text her 24/7 talking about oh you just saying the freakiest shit ever. Like that's high school shit. Like you gotta be able to have different conversations, but you can maintain the sexuality of it. Like that's where a lot of niggas that's where a lot of niggas fall short, bro. Being too thirsty and then niggas just be they be letting their power go too quick. Like a female say will ask something or say a certain thing, and the nigga will be quick to like show. Yeah, you gotta like that's why I really agree with you though, Pat. You gotta remain in power, bro. No matter what, you
well, I
cannot
mean,
show that you like a weak nigga, bro, like at all, cause that shit, yeah, nigga, they mind shift so quick, bro. Like they'll look at you differently, bro.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's got to be about y'all too, because another thing, I mean, you got to keep other people out of your business as well, man.
Uh huh.
Seriously, man. I went through that personally. It's like sometimes, you know, some of the closest people to you be hating on you so hard just because you got someone, and it's really sad too. Um, you got to watch who you take your woman around. All of that, man. It would be nice if y'all can just get away from everybody else that y'all know, and really focus on each other. But even with that, that's hard because of the responsibilities that we all have. So you know, like I said, ain't no situation perfect. I would want my situation to be that way, but uh, it's just hard to find that, man, because when people are dependent upon you, they're going to make sure that you stay around them. You see what I'm saying? So I'm the type of person where I just like to be honest with people. Like, look here, man, I got things to do. I'm busy, yada yada yada. And sometimes people think that they own you. You know, all kinds of individuals. You be like, hey, look here, man. You know, you need to go live your life, okay? Because I'm gonna do mine. But whether it's the man or a woman, if y'all in a relationship and get together, y'all got to really, be in tune with each other, man. Because when you let them outside influences come in, it's a wrap. Next thing you know, your homeboy, or your cousin or your brother or something trying to sleep with your woman and shit. Or you may end up sleeping with one of her. Y'all got to focus on each other.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And then because I had missed it, but I had watched it back. Cause Platt he did another stream. Somebody called in because they were talking about dating with disability. I just got finished watching that, and that Platt said something. You like that's another niggas gotta be honest, bro. A lot of niggas don't be upfront. Like a lot of that cookie cutter shit, you gotta be honest. Like if you ain't upfront and honest on a person with a person from the jump, that shit is already like you gotta be honest with shit. Like as far as intentions and everything like that. And women respect that shit more if you keep it 100, bro. Niggas don't be keeping it real. Like you gotta keep it real no matter what. You have to. You have to.
I'm sure it's crazy as some of these women are. Yeah, all of them probably got disabilities. Shit. So yeah, man.
But we're gonna
Bro.
go ahead and close this out, man. We tried. We tried to do business. We appreciate you, K Rax, both of you guys.
All right, all right.
All right,
We
plus.
made it. We made our point, man. You got to have charisma. The guy wanted to know um, if there was any other thing I left off. It was like a hour and a half stream. I closed it up. You got to have women feeling you. Got to get these women in their emotions. They're happy when they show up, and you say, what to say to embarrass them and make them hide behind you as a man. That's when you. That's when the game is going the way you want it to go, man. That's when the game is moving in the way you want it to go. He said, "Why even talk to someone who doesn't like you? Go somewhere else." There you go. We might do a part 3, so don't sleep on it, right? We might come back with a part 3 on this. Like, share, support. Like the stream, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, support the support the platform. We got Super Chat, we got Cash App.